Let's just begin by finding a comfortable seat on the mat. Let your eyes close. Sit tall. And while I'm tempted to say relax, I just know from experience that most of us don't know how to do that. Not in an effective way. I know trying in any form usually does not lead to relaxation. So someone telling you to try and relax, usually it's not a helpful instruction. But over thousands of years, the yogis have discovered certain techniques. And now over the last few decades in the West, we've been rediscovering these techniques using the scientific method. And these techniques work. That's the beauty of it. So the first thing I'll invite you to do is to just begin to notice. What are you hearing in the environment around you? And then the sensations on your skin, the temperature of the air, the weight of your clothes. And then just noticing your breath, your mood, and any preoccupations or thoughts in the mind. And the best way to relax is just to really say yes to whatever it is that you find. To just allow it to be there as it is. And I think if you pay attention, you'll find that there's a subtle shift that happens, a subtle letting go when we give reality permission, or this moment permission to be how it already is. So we're welcoming this moment as it is, and that doesn't mean that we can't help to influence or change the next moment. We can. But it really starts with this willingness to open ourselves fully to this moment. The heart and the mind, inviting this moment in just as it is. And then once we've done that, we'll begin to make some changes, and hopefully we'll create a better, more peaceful, happier future moment by making these changes. So the first change is to our breathing. We begin to inhale very deeply into the belly, then the ribs, and then the upper chest. And as we exhale, we just reverse that. That's called Dirga. It's also known as three-part yogic breathing, and it's very foundational for a class like this. You could say that is the very foundation of what everything else in this class is built on. So let's really get that right. Let's work on that technique until we can do it. Once you've established your three-part breathing, begin to create a soft ocean sound or hissing sound at the back of the throat, just like you're fogging a mirror, but you keep your mouth closed. This technique is called Ujjayi, or the ocean sounding breath, the victory breath. And we'll keep both breathing techniques going as we exhale into a tabletop position. In tabletop, we begin cat-cow. Inhale, tailbone lifts, belly drops, crown of the head up. Exhale, tailbone tucks, back rounds, crown of the head down. Just moving back and forth. Gently warming up the spine and the muscles in your back and torso. And then once you've done that a few times, come back to neutral. You can bring your knees closer, take a deep breath, look over your left shoulder as you drop your hips to the right, and then same thing on the other side. Try and give your outside of your hip and your waist a little stretch. Do that a few times and then come back to neutral. Take your knees wider. Bring your hands toward the center and then inhale the left arm up. Follow with your gaze. Exhale that hand down. Inhale the other arm up. Exhale the hand down. And just moving side to side with the breath. This is just putting a gentle twist in the upper part of the spine. Good, then coming back to neutral, tabletop, we'll tuck those toes, lift the hips, and we come up and back into a downward dog. Take a little bit of time to pedal back and forth, stretching the toes, ankles, knees, and hips as you do. And then coming into your full expression of down dog with hands shoulder width, fingers spread wide, palms firmly planted, chest drawing toward toes, feet hip distance, heels reaching toward the ground. As we exhale, we walk our feet toward the hands, coming into a ragdoll. Grabbing the opposite elbow, softening the knees, bending the knees slightly, letting the torso sway, nodding or shaking the head. And then with the arms relaxed, inhaling and rolling up to standing, a vertebrae at a time. Stacking ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels. Let's begin with a standing back bend. So inhale, arms up, touch palms, lift the heart. Lengthen from the pubic bone through your chin. Inhale through center and exhale into a forward fold, Uttanasana. Bend the knees as much as necessary. See if you can plant your palms flat on the ground. Inhale to a half lift, coming to your fingertips or taking hands to the shins. Exhale, plant the hands and step to the top of a push-up for plank pose. Align ears, shoulders, hips, knees, and heels. Wrists directly below the shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Drop the knees. Exhale, come halfway down. Feel the elbows hug the ribs. Take a breath. And then exhale the rest of the way down. Press the tops of the feet and the palms into the ground as you inhale and lift head, neck, and chest for cobra. Exhale, lower back down, press back to tabletop, and then to downward facing dog. From downward dog, inhale to the toes, look to the hands, and exhale, step, jump, or float to the front edge of your mat. Inhale all the way to standing back bend. Grab the left wrist with your, right wrist with your left hand. Send your hips to the right as you pull your arm to the left, stretching into your waist. Lengthen from the waist up through the wrist. Inhale back to center, switch wrists, and exhale to Ardha Chandrasana on the second side. Inhale back to center and exhale to forward fold. Inhale to half lift and exhale to the top of a push-up for plank pose. Okay, keeping your knees up makes the push-ups about 30% harder, so if you'd like to work harder, keep your knees up. Take a deep breath, exhale, lower down halfway, elbows hug the ribs. Inhale for up dog, or you could do another cobra. And then exhale, pull both feet in at the same time as you lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. From here, let's inhale to our toes. We exhale to the front edge of the mat. Inhaling again to standing back bend. We exhale to the half moon, stretching our right side. Inhale to center, exhale, stretching the left side. Inhale back to center and exhale, sit into an imaginary seat for chair pose. Unlike many of the poses we've done so far, this is primarily strengthening rather than stretching. So you want to feel those thighs working. Drop those hips down until you feel that intensity in the legs. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale to half lift, and then exhale, if possible, right to the bottom of your push-up. Inhale to upward facing dog. And if you're able, put a push-up in on your way back out of the pose, returning to downward dog. In downward dog, let's bring our feet to touch, and we'll inhale the right leg up and back. And as we exhale, we'll pull the knee in toward the belly, out to the right, and then back behind, making large circles with the hip joint. Do a few in one direction and then do a few in the opposite direction, just feeling the hip as you move it. Then take a deep breath and exhale as you lunge, and inhale to Anjaneyasana or low lunge. In this pose, feel the stretch at the front of your left hip and try and extend that stretch down to your knee and up to your wrist. Take a deep breath and exhale to the bottom of a push-up, making your way back to downward facing dog. In downward dog, let's bring feet to touch. We're going to inhale left leg up and back. Exhale the knee toward the chest, out to the left and back behind you. Again, really note any soreness, stiffness, or pain that shows itself as you do this. This really helps to tell you the condition of that joint and maybe even the condition of your back as well. Take a deep breath, exhale as you lunge, and then inhale to low lunge. As you hold a stretch like this, try and remember your breath, to slow it down, to use the techniques, and to breathe into the place where you're feeling the stretch the most. Let's take a deep breath and exhale to the bottom of the push-up, making your way back to downward facing dog. From downward dog, let's inhale to the toes and exhale to a seat. Let's take a look at boat pose today. With the feet on the ground, the knees bent at about a 45-degree angle. Take your hands behind you and lean back, creating a 45-degree angle here at the hips. Oh, sorry, 90-degree angle. Okay, so 90-degree angle there. And then what I'd like you to do is really try and lift the solar plexus up and out, away from the ground. So avoid this rounding. Instead, try and really lift up and out there. Now, see if you can increase the challenge by grabbing behind your knees, but still lifting that solar plexus. For more intensity, just lean back into it. And then you can also bring your arms into this position. So if it doesn't feel intense, you're probably not doing it right. Try and lift the solar plexus more, lean back more, breathe. Good. Inhale up and exhale, cross the ankles, roll forward to the bottom of a push-up and make your way back to downward dog. From downward dog, inhale to your toes, and as you exhale, step, jump, or float to the front edge of your mat. Inhale all the way to standing back bend, and then exhale to a chair and add a twist to the chair pose. So, reach your arms as though you're trying to touch the front and back wall simultaneously. Arms parallel with the ground. Look back over your right shoulder, but bring your right hip forward as much as you can. Good. Inhale back to center, standing back bend, and exhale to chair twist on the second side. Good. Let's inhale all the way back up and then exhale to forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, bottom of the push-up, making your way back to downward facing dog. Okay. From downward dog, let's go ahead and bring our feet to touch. We're going to inhale the right leg up and back for a three-legged dog pose. In this pose, we want the foot flexed, the toes, knee, and hip pointing toward the ground. The right leg straight and lifted, but the hip down. Take a deep breath, and as you exhale, lunge, and inhale to Anjaneyasana, low lunge, and then exhale to half triangle, Ardha Chandrasana. Position your hips directly over the knee. Take the right leg straight, flexing the foot so the toes and knee point straight toward the ceiling. Fold over that leg and find the stretch at the back of your thigh. Good. Inhale. Come back up. And then exhale, bottom of the push-up, making your way to downward facing dog. From downward dog, we bring feet to touch and we inhale the left leg up and back.
This is three-legged dog pose, so bringing the hip down but lifting the leg as much as possible. And exhale as you lunge. Inhale to low lunge and exhale to half triangle pose. Breathe into the back of your left thigh. Inhale to the front edge of the mat and exhale, bottom of the push-up, making your way to downward dog. Okay, from downward dog, let's inhale to our toes. We're going to exhale to a seat. And we'll take another look at Navasana or boat pose. So once again, I can use my hands if I like. So this is fine to do it this way always. And to add more challenge, we this time lift the legs up, bringing the shin bones parallel with the ground. Now again, for more challenge, I keep lifting this area, solar plexus, but I can hold here or again bring my arms into this position. Again, if it doesn't feel very intense, you're probably not leaning into it enough. You haven't found an edge here. Good. Inhale up and exhale, bottom of your push-up, making your way to downward facing dog. From down dog, let's inhale to the toes, and as we exhale, make our way to the front edge of the mat. We inhale up to standing back bend and exhale as we twist to the right. Inhale back up, exhale, twist to the left. Inhale back up, and then exhale as we take a little deeper twist over to the right. So hips down, palms directly between the elbows, pressing that right shoulder back and looking up. Good, let's inhale all the way back up to standing back bend, so really release that. And then exhale over to the other side. Good, we inhale all the way back up to standing back bend and we exhale to forward fold. Inhale, half lift, maybe crow pose. Exhale, bottom of the push-up and make your way back to downward facing dog. Okay, from downward dog, let's inhale to our toes. Let's bring our feet to touch. We're going to inhale right leg up and back. And as we exhale, right knee to right arm. Good, take a breath, then inhale that leg up and back. Exhale the knee to your nose or chin or forehead. Just take a breath or two. Then inhale the leg up and back. And exhale, touch the opposite arm as high as you can. Take a breath or two. Good. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale as you lunge. And then step your back foot in enough so that you can straighten both legs. Okay. And then have your feet as though they're on railroad tracks. So about hip distance apart. Okay. And then we'll come up on an inhalation. And what we're setting up for is Parsvottanasana. So what I'd like you to do is draw that left hip forward. So if you had two lights on the front of your hips, they are pointing straight ahead, not off to the left. So if I step too wide, my hips now begin to point to the left instead of straight ahead, okay? So I'm as wide as I can go, but I still have my hips squared to the front of the room. Okay, from there we do Parsvottanasana. So if I can, I bring my hands up between my shoulder blades, like so. Joining the palms together. Take a nice deep breath, and then I exhale, hinge from the hips. Now, if you can't do that hand position, just grab the opposite elbow or wrist behind your back. Keep coming forward until you find a stretch in the back of your right thigh. Good. Inhale, look forward, bend the knee, and exhale, bottom of your push-up. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Okay, let's bring our feet to touch. We're going to inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee, left arm. Take a breath or two. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale to the center. Take a breath or two. Inhale the leg up and back. And exhale to the opposite arm. Breathe. Good. Inhale the leg up and back. And exhale as we lunge. And then again, you'll step in a little bit. Okay, then inhale up. You may have to adjust. So really try and get those hips squared off. And this is Parsvottanasana. I really want you to remember the leg position because we're going to come back to that later, okay? All right, so I bring those hands up behind my back. This time crossing the left thumb over the right if possible. Again, I can grab the opposite wrist or elbow. Take a deep breath and hinge from the hips, coming forward and down. Good. Inhale and exhale. Bottom of the push-up. Make your way to down dog. All right, from downward dog, let's inhale to the toes. We're going to exhale to a seat. And now we take a look at the classic boat pose, Navasana. So to do this pose, once again, I can use the arms, and ideally in this version, the legs are completely straight. Again, we have about a 90-degree angle here at the hips, okay? So from there, I can take my arms, hold behind the knees, extend them straight. And again, the solar plexus is lifting up. So the tendency is to round the back here. So we're intentionally trying to counteract that action. Very intense posture. Again, that is not, there's nothing wrong if it's intense. It's meant to be intense. That intensity is called tapas in yoga. Let's take a deep breath. We exhale and roll forward, making our way back to downward facing dog. Okay, from downward dog, let's inhale to the toes. We exhale to the front edge of our mat. Inhale up to standing back bend. And again, we exhale and twist one way. Inhale up, twist the other way. Inhale back up, deeper twist over to the right. So I'm just going to twist this way for demonstration purposes. So you're twisting to the right. And then inhale, open up those arms. And then just see If you can drop your hands to the ground about shoulder width while maintaining the contact of your left elbow with your right knee. Then look forward and gradually shift weight off of the feet and onto the arms. This is called side crow, Parsva Bakasana. Now, it's not that important that you be able to do that, but being willing to try to do it is very important. So it's not about performance. It's not about being able to do things, but it is about a certain mindset, a willingness to do things. So just be willing to do the best that you can. Let's inhale all the way back up to standing back bend. We exhale over to the other side. So it's going to be to your left. Inhale, you open up those arms. And then again, let's just see what happens as we bring our hands down and shift weight into the arms and off of our feet. Now again, you may not get close to that, and that is fine. What's important to understand is just by trying to do that carefully, you create beneficial changes in your body. If you try too hard, you could injure yourself. And if you don't try it at all, nothing changes. There's no progress. So a practice is an intentional failing, if you will, an intentional willingness to fail over and over and over again, and that creates changes within us that are beneficial. Okay, let's inhale all the way back up to our standing back bend, and we exhale to forward fold. Inhale, half lift, crow, maybe handstand, and exhale right to the bottom of your push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog, and exhale, push up on your way back to downward facing dog. Okay, let's bring our feet to touch. We're going to inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, right knee to right arm. We inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale. Exhale, opposite arm. We kick the foot out, drop the back heel, and this is called fallen triangle pose. So we lift the hips, we open the heart, look up. Good. Exhale that hand back down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale and lunge. Now let's again try and recreate the hips and legs for Parsvottanasana. So we square those hips off, the legs are straight. And then inhale, extend through the crown. Exhale, plant the left hand to the ground. And then inhale, raise your right arm up into Parivitta Trikonasana, rotated triangle pose. Good. Exhale, bottom of the push-up, making your way back to downward dog. And then let's try the other side. So feet touch. We inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee, left arm. Inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale. Exhale, opposite arm, kick it out, drop the back heel, and inhale, fallen triangle pose. Good. Exhale the hand down. Inhale that leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Step the back foot in, straighten legs, square the hips. Inhale, extend through the crown. Exhale, right hand under the sternum or breastbone. And then inhale, left arm up into rotated triangle pose. Good. Take a deep breath Exhale, bottom of your push-up, making your way back to downward facing dog. All right, from our downward facing dog, let's inhale to our toes, and we exhale to a seat. And you can repeat any of the boat poses that you like, but if you can, just inhale right into the classic boat. And then with the next inhale, try lowering back down. This is called a low boat position. So I'm still trying to lift that solar plexus. I don't know if you can see on video, but my body is shaking, it's quivering, it's quite intense. Okay, my back is not touching the ground, my buttocks is. My thighs are not touching the ground. Good, inhale, come on up, and exhale, bottom of the push-up, making your way back to downward dog. Now I'll just mention that if your tailbone hurts when you do boats, that's not intentional. So feel free to add extra padding to your buttocks, to your tailbone, if that happens to you. Okay, that's not the intention of the pose, pain in our tailbone. Okay, let's inhale to our toes. We're gonna exhale to the front edge of the mat. We inhale up to standing, and we exhale twisting to the right, inhale back up, exhale twist to the left, inhale back up, and exhale deeper twist to the right. Again, I'm going to go in this direction just for demonstration purposes. We inhale, open those arms, and exhale. You can try crow pose again, side crow. If that's easy, this time try straightening your legs, and that's called Dvipada Kondyanasana. Good. Let's inhale back up to standing. And we exhale to the other side. So for you, that's going to be to the left. Inhale, open up those arms. And again, be willing to try to see what happens. Good. Inhale all the way back up to standing back bend, and exhale to forward fold. Inhale, half lift, crow, handstand, and exhale to the bottom of your push-up. Make your way to downward facing dog. Okay, from downward dog, let's bring our feet to touch. We'll inhale the right leg up and back. Exhale, right knee, right arm. Inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale. Exhale, opposite arm. Kick it out. Inhale, fallen triangle. And then exhale down to the auspicious twist. So the knees are bent at right angles. Forearms to the ground. Okay, the hips face the left wall, the chest faces the ground, thus creating a spinal twist. And then to take your twist deeper, left shoulder to the ground, right palm to left palm, and press your right shoulder back. That may be too deep for you though, so feel free to stay on your forearms. Okay, so we take the legs straight. We inhale to fallen triangle pose. Exhale the hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. We exhale and lunge. Okay, and then inhale to rotated triangle pose. Exhale that hand down. Inhale, extend through the crown and the heel. So reach the heel and the crown of the head away from one another. Exhale, plant the left hand under the shoulder or breastbone. And then inhale the right arm up into rotated, balancing half moon pose. Good. Exhale to the bottom of your push-up, making your way back to downward facing dog. From down dog, let's bring feet to touch. We inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee, left arm. Inhale. Exhale to the center. Inhale. Exhale, opposite arm. Kick the foot out, drop the back heel. Inhale, fallen triangle pose. And exhale to auspicious twist. Again, take your twist deep enough so that you feel it in your body, but so that you don't feel too much. You're not in danger or in pain. Good. From there, we take the legs, straighten them. Inhale, fallen triangle pose. Exhale the hand down. Inhale the leg up and back. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, rotated triangle pose. Exhale the hand down. Inhale, extend the heel and the crown of the head away from one another. Exhale, right hand under shoulder or breastbone. Inhale, left arm up, rotated, balancing, half moon pose. Good. Exhale, bottom of your push-up, making your way to downward facing dog. Okay, from down dog, let's inhale to our toes and we exhale to a seat. Our last version of the boat, we're going to add some movement to it. So let's begin by inhaling to our classic boat. Exhale there. With your next inhale, begin to come into the low boat, and then exhale as you come back up. Inhale. And exhale. Again, no pain in the tailbone, okay? So if that's happening, fold up a blanket or something, a towel, put it underneath your tailbone. That's not a feature of this posture. So these are called Navasana sit-ups, and they help to strengthen the core. And you can do them with your knees bent if that's easier for you. For harder, then just keep those legs straight. Good. Next time we come down, let's hold that position. Interlace fingers. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Turn to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn to the other side. Good. Inhale back up and exhale bottom of the push-up, making your way to downward facing dog. From downward dog, we inhale to the toes, and as we exhale, we make our way to the front edge of the mat. Inhaling up to standing, we exhale, twist to the right. Inhale back to center, and exhale as we twist to the left. Inhale back to center, exhale, twist deeper to the right. And then once again, this can be your third opportunity to try side crow. Second opportunity to try Dvipada. Or you can take the top leg back for Ekapada Konyanasana, first variation, or second variation rather. Okay, so it's a twist, it's an arm balance, and the legs are wide open. Let's try the other side, okay? So we inhale back up. Exhale, you twist to your left. Inhale, open up those arms. Exhale, coming down, side crow, Dvipada, and Ekapada 2. Good. From there, you can inhale back up to your standing back bend, all the way up and back. And you exhale to a forward fold. Inhale, half lift, and you exhale. Go ahead and take a child pose. Beautiful. From there, let's go ahead and inhale as we come back into a tabletop position. And then from there, we'll raise our torso up so our shoulders and hips are above the knees. Just going to change my orientation here so that I'm facing this way. Okay, Parigasana, the gate pose. This is a side stretch, a deep side stretch. We take the left leg out to the left and just basically straight out to the side. So I don't really want that leg in front of me. I don't want it behind me. It's just straight out to the side, as straight as I can get it, right out to the side. Okay, so my torso, my leg are lined up. Notice my foot is flexed, the toes and knee pointing up. From there, I inhale the arms up, grab my right wrist, my left hand, and as I exhale, I stretch my right side. You may also feel a stretch in your left leg as well. That's good. It's a bonus stretch. Good. Let's inhale back to center, and we exhale as we come back to just kneeling. And then the same thing on the other side. This is Parigasana, or gate pose. Okay, inhale, arms up, and exhale as you pull over. Good. Let's inhale back to center and exhale as we come back to kneeling. Let's do a back bend from this kneeling position. This is called Ustrasana, or camel pose. And so to do this, we can take the toes and tuck them if you'd like. Our hands start on our low back with the fingers pointing down, elbows draw in toward one another. And inhale, reach through the crown of the head. And exhale, lift your heart as you begin to push your hips forward and lean back. Now from there, if you like, you can let your chin drop back if that feels okay in your neck. And you can also grab your heels if that feels okay in your back. Good. Inhale, come back up, and exhale. Sit back
into what's called Vajrasana, sitting on your heels if you're able. You could also sit on a block or between your heels. Just let your hands rest on your thighs, close your eyes, relax. Okay, let's do a spinal twist next. So we cross our ankles, bring those legs out in front of us. All right, and then bending the right knee, bring that foot in, cross right over left, and then if possible, bend the left knee as well. Bring that foot alongside your right hip. Sit tall. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale the hand behind you like a kickstand to help keep the spine erect. And then inhale the left arm up, join index finger and thumb, and exhale, drop that elbow over your knee. Now, to deepen the pose, inhale, extend through the crown of your head. Exhale, look back over your right shoulder as you deepen your twist. Good. Inhale, come on back to center. Exhale as you extend the legs. Bending the left knee this time, take it over your right thigh. If you can, bend the right knee, bring it toward your left hip. Inhale, sit tall, extend the left arm. Exhale that hand behind you. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, elbow over the knee. Inhale, extend through the crown of the head, and exhale, take a nice deep twist. Inhale back to center, and exhale, extend those legs. Good. All right, let's have our legs straight now. Feet flexed, spine straight, and if you can't straighten the spine, then just bend your knees until you can. Inhale, extend the arms up, and exhale as you come forward and down for Paschimottanasana.
In this pose, I'd like you to extend your exhalation twice the length of your inhale. As you inhale, keep your arms to your ears, come on up. And then exhale, bring those hands behind you. Fingers and toes pointed in the same direction. Your hands are slightly behind the buttocks, under the shoulders. And then inhale, lift the hips up. Try and get your soles of your feet to the ground and let your chin drop back for Parivitta Ardha. Good. Exhale, let those hips come down. And then inhale, extend the arms. And exhale as you roll back onto your back. Once you get there, draw those legs in. Give them a little squeeze. Make a few circles with your knees in one direction and a couple in the other direction. And then, coming back to center, slide your hands under the hips with the palms down. Extend the legs straight up toward the ceiling. This is called Saral Viparit Karani. It's a very easy inversion. Pretty much anybody can do it. And you can make it even easier by resting your heels against the wall. So you go right up against the wall and rest your heels there. If you'd like to go a step further with your inversion practice, then here's how you do that. You take those legs up overhead, and your feet may or may not touch the ground. That's fine. This is called halasana. And the traditional arm position is interlacing your fingers, joining your palms, and you can shrug your shoulders underneath you like that. Okay? If you can't put your hands in this position, you could have them on the ground. You can hold your back, hold your legs or your ankles or your feet. And then if you'd like to go even a step further, you take your legs up for a half or full shoulder stand, or what in traditional yoga is called Viparita Karani. So not the easy version, but the full version of the pose. Good. To come out of the pose, we bend our knees and just gradually unwind onto our back. You can keep your knees bent for now. When you feel you're ready, you can take those legs out straight. And then taking your hands, sliding them underneath the buttocks. Press into your elbows for fish pose. Inhale, come out of the pose, exhale back onto your back. Bring the legs in, give them a squeeze. Extend the arms, drop the knees to the left as you look to your right for Jathara Parivitta Chandrasana. And now let your breath be natural. Good. We inhale knees back to center, exhale them off to the other side. Let's inhale our knees back to center. We grab the soles of the feet for happy baby. And then we can take our legs out one at a time or both together, pull them apart, pull them overhead. All right. And then our final posture is Shavasana. We relax onto our back, our feet are comfortably apart, the arms are at a comfortable distance from the body with the palms up, head is centered, chin is tucked in slightly, the eyes are shut. And set a timer, if you have one, for 6 minutes. You can do longer if you like, but try and relax at least for 6 minutes in stillness.